All right, hello, this is Tony from the Bryant Homestead.
This is Ryan.
And we're going to do an Azure haul today. So in case you don't know what Azure is, Azure Standard, it is a bulk buying organic food co-op. So once a month we go in, and maybe we can put some footage of that. We scroll through, we see what we want, we put it in our basket, and we have it delivered to our drop site. Our drop site is everybody who ordered. We help unload the truck. We load up our personal vehicles. Sometimes I snag some pallets or some cardboard for the garden, and we bring it home to enjoy. So you can see really big boxes because it is bulk. So we're going to go through everything so you can kind of see the quality you get. I will tell you this is a little bit different than what we usually get. It's usually a lot of grains, a lot of beans, that sort of stuff. But there are some things that are pretty regular for us. Most of my grains and beans, this November of 2023, most of my grains and beans I've already put out for the year because usually for the months that it could snow, we don't do Azure, like January, December, that sort of thing. Maybe even February, depending on how the weather looks. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the produce that I got this month.
Stuff.
Yeah, the big stuff. So these, I snagged apples. So you know that if you buy non-organic apples, you're paying about $5 to $6 a bag, and they're about 2 or 3 pounds. Here I got 40 pounds, and what did it end up being? $43.90. So even for non-organic, this is really cheap. But there are a few reasons why I like Azure better. Don't have to worry about the wax. Don't have to worry about any chemicals. I pretty much trust them. And we'll see in one of these boxes will be their magazine they give you each month that really talks about how they pick their vendors and whatnot. And these are also, what makes them so cheap is they're juice grade. So have you ever noticed this time of year you go into the grocery store and the apples are just not lasting as long? It's because they're getting what's called winter rot in them. And a lot of these, if you look at them, we're getting winter rot in them. So they're good for preserving. Okay, that's why they're so cheap. That's why I'm paying, it was just a little bit more than $1 a pound. But they're organic and they're going to make great applesauce. We're going to make apple chips out of a lot of these. Actually, in this box, a lot of them aren't even juice grade. They're actually regular eating grade. So we'll make apple chips out of those. We'll applesauce for applesauce bread. The rest. And I think that's all I have to do with them. I might make some pie filling too. Oh, the skins and the cores, we need more vinegar. So we'll make apple scrap vinegar with them as well. All right, the next item we got was cabbage. Now, I am a math teacher, but I'm not very good at certain things. And one is distance, estimating distance and estimating weight. And I needed 6 heads of cabbage to preserve some pickled cabbage and some relish cabbage that we like each year. And I think there's probably 12 in here. So I will probably be giving some of this away to people, or maybe just make enough for 2 years of my pickled cabbage. And I don't need any more sauerkraut, but we like to have cabbage relish and...
Oh yeah, the relish is good.
Yeah, and the pickled cabbage to have with our tacos. So instead of always having a head of cabbage in the freezer, I can can that up, and it's really good. So we'll either just make a ton or we'll give some of these away. These were not on sale this month. The apples were my sale snag, but good deal yet. Oh, there it is.
40 pounds for $45.25.
So again, a little bit over $1. Yeah, about $1.25 a pound. Not bad. Not bad. We also go to a produce auction. Maybe we'll do a video on that one day. And that's about what I spend there too. So I didn't lose any money getting cabbage. All right, now we're going to open some of our dry goods boxes. Now, these I've already opened just to make sure all the contents are in them. So we're opening them again. All right, so our big box has the majority of what I bought. Bought a lot of things that weren't food this time. So this is the magazine I was telling you about. We'll look at this more. We bought all those apples. Well, last year we broke our apple core and peeler. So I got a new one. This one is all metal, and it's the type that clamps, which doesn't really work with my island, but I have a table I can clamp it to. So I got this. It was $32. A little bit more expensive than what we paid for the suction one, but I felt like the suction one moved too much, and that was part of the reason why it broke. So I'm hoping that this is sturdier, and I'm willing, the amount of apples we process, I'm willing to pay a little bit more for something that will last longer. I get a lot of spices, and I hear a lot of people in these unboxing videos really make fun of the size you get for a pound or something. I have some things I buy in pounds because we are a spice family. Like when I buy oregano, basil, or Italian seasonings, rosemary, it's always in pounds. So, but there's some things I don't buy in pounds. One is pepper. I did not buy in pounds. And that is because I already have a ton of whole pepper. But the holiday season is coming, and grinding that much pepper, I was afraid I was going to get joint problems. So I got some pre-ground pepper for the holiday season. I also got some cayenne. We don't use a whole lot of cayenne. So I only got, well, this says a pound. So I got a pound of cayenne. And their spices are very good, very well priced. This was
$8.87 for a pound.
$8.87 for a pound. And usually when you get like those big things at the store, you're not getting organic. This is organic, certified gluten-free. So sometimes you have to watch out as a gluten-free person with your peppers because they'll put an anti-caking agent in there. I don't have to worry with Azure. They always clearly mark everything. It's non-GMO, which, your zucchinis, your cabbage, or a lot of your peppers are now GMO in the grocery store. So it also clearly states that. And tell you the truth, the amount I get, it's a good price. I decided to try one of their new things they got from mason jars. And let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. I got a spray top. We make our own, we buy shampoo bars that are organic, but I've been doing our own rinse, conditioner type rinse. And one thing that has been really hard, because we do a floral vinegar, is being able to spray it. So I got this to try. It fits right on a mason jar. Very excited about this. I'll tell you all if I like it when I use it. But it's plastic. I would really like something that was metal, but can't find anything metal. If you have a metal solution, let me know though. Has a seal and everything. I'm gonna have to look at this more to see how it works, but it is a very tough plastic, I will say that. And the hope is it goes on my mason jar, and I can just spray it on our hair, our vinegar, instead of having to have two people and one person pours. How much was this, by the way? It's something, I've gotten the plastic ones from Amazon before, and it's just really thin plastic, and it breaks. I've had them break on me a lot. Oh, I got some more. Nutmeg. This is in 4 ounces. How much was this one? Nutmeg's usually a very expensive price, so I like a spice, so I like to get it from them, because for 4 ounces, it's a pretty good price. So I also like their spices. I feel like they must turn them over a little bit quicker. They just have a better, stronger taste longer. I buy some of my herbs that I use in my herbal blends from there too when I need it, especially ginger, because I can't buy ginger. I can't grow ginger, but I go through a lot of ginger. Yeah. So if you buy nutmeg, you know that little tiny jar is usually over $5. So getting a whole 4 ounces, which is probably 4 jars, those jars are probably 1 ounce jars, is kind of a big deal for that price, for 9 something. So that was a good price. And we go through this time of year, we're going to go through a lot of the baking spices. We got more deodorant. We buy our deodorant from them because they make the aluminum free. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I personally in the house, some of the other members disagree, but I don't think I've found my favorite deodorant yet. But we do use theirs. So one is Naturally Fresh, which I'm going to use this time because it has aloe in it and I thought it might be better. No aluminum, paraben free, fragrance free, all the stuff I like. And then the other people in the house are running out of their favorites, so I got that. Something I'm just starting for the first time is the Superb lids and rings. And I got this because later you'll see I got pints. And I'll talk about the Azure jars separately from this. But they were out of the Azure jars that had the Superb lids on them. I have to say, I'm really liking these. I'm not going to 100% say I love this brand yet because I've only canned with them a small amount of time. But as you'll see, as you've probably already seen, I'm about ready to do a lot of canning. So I'll get some more use out of them. Maybe by next canning season, I'll decide if this is a brand for me. I have a lot of trouble with, I like the Tatler lids, but sometimes those seals get a little stretched out and then they don't seal properly. I have a problem with 4 jars because they're not even made in the United States, but Superb is. And a lot of times have bought just random brands off of Amazon and have been sorely disappointed and will never do that again. So far these are my favorite. Another thing I did, which I got too much again, but maybe I'll just give them away. I got garlic.
No, not too much.
Yeah. So I bought 2 bags of the organic garlic, not for eating. What I bought them for is because I've never tried garlic. I'll let you know how it works. I'm gonna have to keep a list of everything. I've got to let you know how it works. But I'm going to try planting. Garlic seed is way too expensive for what you get. And I did not produce enough garlic to be able to plant out everything that I need and everything we needed to eat this year. So instead of buying garlic seed, which is ridiculous, I decided to buy garlic from Azure because in this past February, I did Azure sweet potatoes. And I got the most amazing yield of slips. I mean, I took them out of water and threw them in the garage just as an experiment, and they kept giving me slips without water. I mean, they were just amazing sweet potatoes. So I'm going to try their garlic if I can get them to grow. And it looks like they didn't tell me what type of garlic it is, but just by looking at it, I'm pretty sure these are hard neck variety. But we'll find out. I got 2 pounds of it, so we're going to have way more garlic than what we need. But how much were they?
$8.40 a pound.
So $8.40 a pound. If you bought seed garlic before, you'll know that you'll get like 1 ball for $8.40. So this is a lot cheaper way. If you have a grocery store that has organic garlic, you can do that too. But not all organic is created equal. I'm doing this because I tested taking seeds from other Azure stuff, and it's worked beautifully. So now I'm going to try the garlic. The last thing in this box, man, this is a big box, is magnesium bath flakes. I got this for a few reasons. A, we have magnesium deficiencies. Everybody does. And I'm going to do a few things with this. I'm going to take baths in it because I'm very low on magnesium. We are going to make some magnesium soaps for different ailments, and we'll probably talk about that more in the future. We are going to make some bath salts that have magnesium flakes in them for people who come to our farmers market. Just for the winter season, we like to put together a few winter ideas, just exclusives. So this will be an exclusive. But I'm going to actually try to ground these down some more and put them in my garden. Because the reason everybody is deficient in magnesium is because we're lacking magnesium in our soil. So my hope is if I can increase magnesium already living in my soil, that would be great. Now, there's not a whole lot of research of anyone trying to do this. So I'm not sure if it's actually going to work. We're going to find out.
Probably add it to our compost too.
Yeah, so I'm going to get a testing kit and I'm going to test it and see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll let you know. If it does work, I'll let you know. Okay, all right, so 3 more boxes of our dry stuff. First, I got more Azure jars. So I don't know if I'm the only one having this problem, but I have broke more jars than I've ever broken in my life this past year. I think I've probably broke about 12 jars canning. And so I decided it was time to try something new. Azure came out with their new product of jars, and I don't think it's time for me to make a definitive decision because I've only used them. So they only have quarts, pints, and half gallons right now. And I bought a case of each, and I canned, and I didn't have any problem. But that's only 36 jars. So I bought another pint because I got a lot of canning to do, and we're going to see because the rising price of jars, I can't really afford to be losing a whole pack a year. So, yeah. So, what do you think about the new jars? They seem heavier.
Yeah, they seem a lot more sturdy.
Yeah.
Especially compared to the cheap ones you get at like the Dollar General.
Yeah.
Those are pretty awful.
Those are good for non-canning purposes, like drinkware and stuff, but I wouldn't suggest I wouldn't suggest the Dollar Tree stuff for canning. All right. So you saw my black pepper. I also got a jar of it. I will go through all this pepper in the holiday season. It will just help me to have it pre-ground. But this way, when this runs out, then I'll open that bag and I'll fill it up and put the rest in a little pint jar. I also got seeds. You might be saying, but it's November. Poppies you need to plant in December or January. I'm not doing an Azure order in either of those months. So I went ahead and got some poppies. Same thing.
What are poppies good for?
Poppies, I mean, they do have some medicinal purposes for medicine. I really don't use them for medicine as much as I use them for bees. We are trying to up our bees. We got more zucchinis out of less plants this year than we did last year because of the amount of flowers, pollinating flowers that I've planted. So we're going to keep going because eventually we want bees, but we need to have a sufficient amount of food on this property first. And then in that same vein, but also medicinally, you want to stratify your calendula too. You want to plant them in December, January, even November you can for this one. This one I wait till it's actually cold. But I use calendula, if you bought anything from me, in a lot of different things. My lip balms, all kinds of things. Calendula is a really good herb to have along, and it's also a pollinator. So I'll probably save a nice amount of my calendula for pollinators. Now, these two I'm actually going to eat off of in the winter. So we'll probably make a video, but I make these little tiny greenhouses out of a plastic tote, clear plastic tote, and a bag of dirt. I actually saw this for the first time from Roots and Refuge Farms in one of her videos, Jess's videos, and she saw it from someone else. She even said in her video that she saw it from someone else.
Yeah, we're just all sharing knowledge.
Exactly. So we're going to plant some Swiss chard and some musculin mix this summer. Now, these I could not find on Azure a good winter lettuce. And I think I have some winter lettuces, some ones that are a little more cold hardy. So my idea is to plant these more towards the middle of the totes. And that way they're warmer too. But I just needed some more lettuce seed. My last dry goods box. Toothpaste. I made toothpaste once and I bought dry toothpaste once and it didn't go over well. So we get the Desert Essence tree tea oil and Neiman from them, and we buy it in 3 packs at a time because who wants to buy it every month? So we buy 3 at a time when we buy it. It's gluten-free, vegan. It doesn't have any of that bad stuff in it. I like it. This is the wintergreen one, and it's not an artificial wintergreen. It's a real wintergreen. I like it. If you have a better one, let us know. We do our own mouthwash. We make that, but this is what I'm still looking into. Or if you have a really good recipe that isn't just an herbal dry rub. We have berries. So these were not cheap. You want to buy your fruit from Azure if you're going to can it. I'm going to can these when they go on sale. But I did not put enough jam away apparently this year because we are almost, my husband's saying no, I don't really eat jam. So I didn't realize that I really had shorthanded it this year. So I bought some frozen berries. The reason I do this is because the jam you buy in the store, lots and lots of sugar. And if I can it myself, I can get the recipe down to 1.5 cups by using Pulmova's
The
pectin, which is real fruit pectin, and they sell that at Azure as well, along with the cookbook for that. So something to think about. So I got blueberries. I got Marion berries, which my husband's you're very excited about that one. And then strawberries. So we're gonna make some jam and some baby food out of this. And then lastly, I just want to go through the sales flyer. They give you this really cool flyer that has a lot of stuff in it besides just sales. So if they're doing any new products, they'll have things like, you'll see there's an ad for Highlands. But they also have other articles. They talk about different supplements that they have in here. So if you want to know more about it before you buy it, there's all kinds of good information. I like to read through these when I get a chance because they just have some really good articles in them. And then usually there are some recipes. Let's see if we can find some of those. Well, usually there are recipes in these, and maybe I'll find one after we're done and take a picture of it. But they also have recipes on their website. They have a blog on their website. So if you ever have any questions about any of this, there's lots of stuff on the website.
Yeah, so as far as reviews go, even if you can't go to the website and see what people are saying about it, we trust their products. A lot of people trust their products. They keep going back again and again. At our particular stop, we've been going there for about 2 years. And when it started, there were maybe 4 or 5 other families. And now there's probably about 30 or 40 families in the last 2 years. So it's a great company. And we would stand behind most of their products at this point. So I think that's all we got to say. Anything else?
No, that's it. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.